Hi everyone. As you know, my name is Emma Finucane and I was the artist who came in and ran some artwork shops with you last June, July 2021 this year. And these were kindly supported by the St. James's Hospital Foundation. So we'd like to acknowledge that. And the art workshops ran in Misa in the Creative Life Space, which was a fantastic place to work in. So as you know, I put out an invitation to you by video to come and take part in the workshops. And that's why I decided to kind of finish it off with also a video to kind of look at what we did and really to look at the wonderful work and acknowledge the beautiful images that you came up with over the course of the workshops. So I also think that the video is a really useful way to do something like this because I know you're all really busy. So this is something you can access in your own time whenever you want to listen to it. So we took part in the print workshops and I proposed that we might do some dry point printmaking and also some mono printing. And that's exactly what we did. There is a space online and this will always be available to you if you want to go back and have a look at the mono printing ideas, the tools you used, the dry point demos, so you can have a look back at the process that you actually took part in and made your work with. So now to have a look at some of the beautiful images that were made in the workshop. So starting off with some of the mono prints, really beautiful mono printing. And really atmospheric, some of the works, as you can see here, really, really gorgeous and use of color. And we see the birds flying around in the front. This is obviously a lovely beach, windy beach scene. And here again, and also to look at the mark making, because we spoke a lot about mark making and what kind of marks can you make on your plate with the ink, and also just playing with that color. And I can see a lovely flower actually outlined on the left-hand side here in the kind of the browns and yellows. It looks like there's a flower drawn as well. So it's really lovely. And again, mono printing. This is really beautiful, and it reminds me of a painting, in fact. And I know that the person who did this, I kept saying you need to be you are a painter. So I hope you continue and get yourself some paints. But I love this, and it's like the land is falling into the sea there. You can see it to the right hand side of the image. It's just really beautiful. Beautiful painterly print. That would be considered a painterly print, and that's why mono printing I think suited this person, because of the painterly approach. So there's an example of how we were mono printing. So you can see we were simply applying the ink to the plate, and there's the plate itself with the ink on it before it was printed, and some other lovely mono prints. And we also saw how you could get some nice texture when mono printing. So you see at the top tip of this, there's lovely texture in the yellow part at the top where the ink was applied really heavily. Again, a beautiful print here. It's just really lovely, and the colors, the amount of different colors that you managed to mix out of the inks that we were using. And then we moved on to the dry pointing, and that was the actual scratching out of your image onto your Perspex plates. And here are some of the results. And this particular print, I remember, is only about 2 by 3 inches. Really beautiful. And that's the beauty of print, though. I could imagine this being printed over and over again on one sheet of paper. You know, you can reprint your plate as many times as you want, and you can reprint it with different colors, as we'll see later on. But this is really lovely. And I did think about that, wouldn't it be nice to see that little plate reprinted in multiples? That's another thing about printmaking. Multiples are really, it's possible to make multiples of the work. So here's some action shots. And you'll see there on the right hand side, there's a dry point test print of the drawing first off. So it's just the line drawing, and you'll see in later slides what that actual print looked like. So we see the portrait there sitting on the table on the right hand side. Here's another beautiful example of both mono and dry point, where we see this beautiful windy scene and the marks made at the top of the plate, the way the ink was rubbed off and rubbed around the plate, give that feeling of wind and blusteriness, and then the actual drawing and scratching of the marks as well. And there's a lovely thing happening here with the color, the way the color is used within it to kind of give us a feel for what the image is. So the earth, the sky, the in-between parts of the sky. So it's really beautifully done. And then using text, and we had a bit of a laugh at this, I remember, because when you're using text with your printing press, you need to be able to scratch it in backwards before you actually print it out for it to read properly. And some more great process images. And again, we'll see this image coming up as well, of the dog included into the keep smiling image you see at the top that is being recreated on the plate there and being rubbed off. And you can see now how the dog actually makes its way into that image, which is really nice. It's a really nice way to combine imagery in print. And then little beautiful things that happened on the way, like when the plate was at an angle and the sun shone through the window, and suddenly the image comes out before we've even seen it printed onto the paper, just because of the angle that the sun was at. So you can see there, if you look really closely, where it says smile, you can see the little scratched bits of the into the etching plate, and then what we're looking at is the shadow of it. So those lovely little magical moments that happen through the process. And here he is beside the flowers and in the middle. So really lovely. Again, you can see that kind of feeling of movement in it, especially where the flower sits. And there we see again, I spoke about the use of different types of colors. So we can see the little dog in dark, and then in a yellowy, and then there's a flower, and then there isn't a flower. So that's the beauty of printing in the plate. You can change and adapt your plate and just can continue to print it and make the multiples. We can also see down there where the text had come out the other way around, but we saw the corrected one above. And then some more lovely monoprints. And here, as I said earlier, we have the plate with the drawing, and here we have a plate that is now inked up in a different way to make that image take it to the next step, and we can see it there in the top right. So that original plate was just that drawing until it got inked up using your printing techniques to colour it. And we see here some more monoprints again in the image. Really lovely ones, really nice. Top left there's beautiful colors. And then there was thinking and talking about the development of a plate. This little guy had a great load of fun developing. So he came in many different shapes, well, same shape, the same plate, but different colors and different ways of making that feeling. So you see him there flapping about. And here we have, this reminds me, you know, as well of the lovely moments that happen in the process of a workshop. And I think we spoke about this. It can be like mindfulness without naming it mindfulness, as you get engrossed in the drawing and the making of the work. But for me, it's also about, you know, the chat around the work too, because it's a nice space to just be able to talk about nothing but simply what you're drawing and what it means to you and why you're making it. And I remember this is Darcy the dog, and beautiful drawings there. And this is a print that I remember I took this photograph as this print had been made. So that drawing there was made on the newsprint, and then the plate put down and traced back and then printed on the paper. So it's really beautiful and delicate, such a gorgeous print. So yeah, very well done. And this little cat as well, lovely imagery of the cats. And then choosing to kind of make that character look completely different by your use of ink and where you place it. And here we have, as again, we're talking about different colors. So this was a print hot off the press, and then it was reprinted again with different colors. So lovely to see it come out in different ways. And then back to the monoprinting. So the monoprinting did continue. And I think, you know, you find your way, and I had said that to everybody, you find what you like and then you develop it. And this was really pushed by one of the participants, one of you guys. So well done. It's really beautiful colors and experimentation with how you can make your prints. And see here as well, so how you can develop the plate. So we see the next thing, there's also monoprint combined with dry point on it. And here an image from the very last day of everyone holding their work. So I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank you for taking part with me. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really want to congratulate you on the beautiful works that you made. I really hope that some of those have made their way into frames and are up on your walls now, sitting there proudly, and you can, you know, think back to those lovely moments. I really hope that as I say, I just hope you enjoyed it and enjoyed having time spent with each other in a different way, in a different context, in the process of a creative art making practice. So thank you very much.